I don't think anyone can deny, it's been a rough couple of years for Star Wars games. From shocking launches to abandoned games, but the recent surge in Star Wars Battlefront 2's player base, highest it's ever been on Steam by the way, has reignited some ideas I've had about my dream Star Wars game. Now, EA, or whoever owns the right to make Star Wars games at the moment, listen up, because I feel like most, if not all, Star Wars fans that play games would love games that I'm about to tell you. And you'll print money. I've got a couple of ideas for a couple of different types of games, but first a brief history in Star Wars gaming over the last 10 years. It's been pretty populated, however, not all of it has been pretty great. In 2015, we had the release of Star Wars Battlefront, EA's reboot of the original Battlefront games. I personally have never played it, but I've heard good things. A lot of people do tend to like it. Had awesome visuals, decent gameplay, but it did have some problems like bugs, crashes, performance issues, the list can go on. In 2016, the Lego Star Wars Force Awakens came out. This was such a fun game. I enjoyed it. I had a really good time with it, mainly because it was a modern Lego Star Wars game. It had been about 10 years since the last one, so it was nice to have something fresh. I liked it so much that I 100%ed the game in about 26 hours. In 2017, Star Wars Battlefront II came out, the sequel to EA's 2015 reboot. What a letdown. I didn't actually purchase the game until it went on sale for like $5. Due to poor decision making, a shitty launch, microtransactions, and a pay-to-win system essentially, it just... What was this game? How did they think this was going to be a good idea? It made absolutely no sense why anyone in their right mind would think that this game would do well with that sort of shit. This game could have been so much more.
We were on the verge of greatness. We were this close.
Recently, my good friend Sen, you may remember him, has gifted me the game on Steam as it went on sale again for $5, and I've been playing it again recently, and you know what? After they got rid of all the bullshit, it's a pretty good game. It's pretty decent. I've been having so much fun with it. I literally, hold on, I installed it last night, and I've already got 4.5 hours in it. That's where I'm at the moment. The soundtrack in it, the visuals, everything is just beautiful. It is so nice to just immerse yourself in the game now. It runs pretty well too. Like, I haven't had any issues with it. I really do hope we end up getting a Battlefield 3 with all of the demand that has recently been popping up online. The main thing is that I just hope that EA have learnt from their mistakes. Because, come on, man. Just give us a good fucking game, man. Anyway, in 2019, Vader Immortal releases on the VR. This one was pretty fun. As soon as I got my hands on a Quest 3, I think it was the first game that I actually bought off the Meta Store. And I'll tell you what, standing in front of Vader and having him like stand over you was genuinely terrifying. All in all, very fun game. If you have a VR headset and a lot of space, 10 out of 10 would recommend. In 2019, Dark Souls Jedi Fallen Order, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order came out. I like to refer to this game as Baby Souls. Easily one of my favorite Star Wars games that I've ever played. I didn't get it on release, but apparently the game did have some issues with performance and bugs and crashes, as they usually do nowadays. When I got my hands on the game, it was out for like nearly a year. At first it was a little bit daunting because I wasn't really used to Souls-like games at all. But I got the hang of it and absolutely fell in love with the story. Another 10 out of 10. In 2020, we got Star Wars Squadrons, which was the Starfighter game. The concept was so fun. The gameplay was a bit pretty hard to get into, to be honest. I thought that I would enjoy it more than I actually did. When I was playing it, it felt like it was geared more towards VR than it was for PC. So it kind of just felt wrong playing it on the PC. Maybe if you had a VR headset, it might have been even better, but as a PC player, it felt weird, it felt off. I don't know how to explain it really. I only ever put like 6 hours into the game and then I uninstalled it. It just wasn't all that fun. All of the trailers and all the PR for it made it look fucking awesome. And I really wanted to enjoy it, I just couldn't. I don't know. In 2022, we saw the launch of Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. What a game. I got this game on launch, which normally is a rarity for me. I almost never buy a game as soon as it comes out, but I had an absolute blast playing it. It was so well done. I think there were a couple of issues on launch. Again, it's a game released after 2010, expected to have problems, and then you'll never be disappointed. I feel like the mechanics that were introduced in the Force Awakens game were sort of like a test, like to see if we would actually like something like this. Essentially, the Lego Star Wars Force Awakens walked so that the Skywalker Saga could run. Really fun game, really funny game, actually. A lot of just great humor in it. 10 out of 10 would recommend. And then a year later, in 2023, we got Jedi Survivor. And one of the worst launches in gaming history. And not even just on PC. Normally you'd cop all the problems on PC, but this was also on console. Consoles were having an issue with it as well. Players had frame drops, stuttering, graphics glitches, you name it. And the main reason why I think this was such a disappointment on launch is because it had such big shoes to fill from the first game. Patches soon came out to sort of fix the game, but like by the time that happened, everyone already had lost hope for it. And to this day, it doesn't really run that smooth, but it is in a playable state. And because it's in a pretty playable state, I bought it when it was on sale and had a blast. It's a fantastic game. The writing is excellent, the gameplay feels great. There are a bit of spots that I got frame drops mainly on the big maps, but I'm also running that on like a 6 to 7 year old rig. So it's kind of showing its age, but also it should be able to take this game no problem. But it was a stunning game. If it didn't have such a shit release and it stayed in development for a few more months, it would have been a mad epic game. But money, deadlines means the players have to suffer. And then in 2024, we got Star Wars Outlaws. And if you thought Jedi Survivor had a bad release, this made Jedi Survivors look like a polished, finished game on release. Like this game was an actual joke when it came out. I don't understand how the devs allowed it to be released in the state that it was in. I haven't played it. I've lost hope for EA. They had teased us with an open world game, which to my understanding, that game isn't really open world. And yeah, I was really excited for its release, and then it came out, and then I was like, this sucks. So I haven't gotten it yet. If it goes on sale for something like stupidly cheap, I'll probably pick it up anyway. Now that we're all caught up, I feel like these games, with their faults and bad releases, were pretty okay, but I feel like the true potential was never met. I feel like we could go bigger, better, and we should. This, in my eyes, are my dream Star Wars games. These games, made well, would literally print money, I feel. So, whoever the developer is, if you are watching, which I doubt you are, but if you are, and you want to print money, all I ask is for like a little cameo, some voice lines. Fly me out to the recording studio. Let me put some lines in. That's all. That's it. Okay. Anyway, the first game I had in mind was a game set during the Galactic Empire. An open world RPG similar to Skyrim, but at the scale of No Man's Sky or Elite Dangerous. The game would let you choose your race, your profession, whether that be a smuggler, an Imperial officer, a fighter pilot. What the story would be? Who knows? But imagine being able to go into the wonderful world that is Star Wars. Make some credits, buy your ship, walk onto it, plot your course, request takeoff clearance, take off seamlessly into space, and jump into hyperspace. And then when you come out, you request landing, you land, you walk out, and you're able to then explore the world that you're in. Like if Grand Theft Auto, Skyrim, Elite Dangerous, and Star Citizen had a baby, that would be... That would be it. It would literally print money. Feel like I can speak for the entire gaming community when I say that microtransactions are bullshit. The only thing that microtransactions should be used for is like skins. And that's it. No pay to win, no paid progression, DLC like maybe, but like story content. Not like game-winning items. Should never be a pay-to-win game. That is the biggest killer to any game. The next idea would be Battlefront 3. It's not my idea though, is it? But like the way that the game would be set. So Battlefront 3, but it takes aspects from the cancelled Battlefront 3 and the original Battlefront 2 game. Battlefront 2 had everything you could want from a Battlefront game. It had cool heroes, it had a ton of maps, and my favorite thing to do was the Galactic Conquest. How do we not have a Galactic Conquest? I realize that everything is online now, but having an offline mode would make the game playable forever. Meet in space or on the planet's surface for an all-out war. In the cancelled Battlefront 3, from the somehow acquired behind-the-scenes footage, you were able to like jump into a fighter on the ground and fly into space for the space battle. Seamlessly, might I add. Can you imagine that with 128 player lobbies? On today's graphics too? And the last idea I had is a bit of a bold one, but essentially a hyper-realistic like Armor or Hell Let Loose type game, well as realistic as a Star Wars game could be, set during the Clone Wars only, where players could customize their characters, their loadouts, and have particular roles to play. For example, ferrying troops to and from the front lines. Others could be piloting tanks or walkers, ground troops working hard to capture key locations or destroying military assets. I think it would be a very interesting game. Probably wouldn't take off as much as a Battlefront game would, but I feel like a game just set in the Clone War era would be unreal. Probably wouldn't have Jedi in it, just for balancing. Think of
Squad
with the Star Wars mod. That hyperrealism mixed with Star Wars would be unreal. Now, clearly I have absolutely zero idea on what goes into game development, but surely I can't be the only one thinking of their dream Star Wars game. Let me know in the comments what you would want to see in your dream Star Wars game. I would also like to thank you for watching, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!